Hi, I'm hoping the camera's set up right. I'm just doing things really fast today. I haven't done a video for you in a long time, and I've felt guilty because I have so many people approaching me saying, when are we getting a new video? I'm in the restaurant that we frequent this weekend, and there's a new waitress there that I've never met before. As soon as I walked in the door, she came running up and she said, you have a YouTube channel? And I was like, yeah, I do. You know, and she says, we watch it in the kitchen. They watch it in the kitchen of the restaurant. So a shout out to you guys. I won't say your names just in case it's not okay to do that. But thank you so much for watching. And today, you know, I've been going through this thing where I just want cookies. And I don't eat regular white sugar and eggs and oil and butter and all the things that go into a really good crispy cookie. And I've just found myself like cheating and eating real cookies. And it's been a long time since I've done that. And I just can't let that happen. So I've been brainstorming, this is what I've been doing all this time, on how to make a cookie the way I can eat it, but that it's going to taste like I want it to. So I got my old Fanny Farmer cookbook out, and I found a chocolate chip cookie recipe. And then I just started crossing things out and adding different things and coming up with stuff. And you know that I never follow recipes. Today, we're making history, because I wrote it down. I'm going to show it to you, because then you can just have it. Ready? Take a picture. I'll wait. Good. Okay, so those are the two we're doing today. And I've never tried it, so I don't even know if it's going to work. But I just put the chocolate chip cookie batch together. Okay, I'm throwing it in the oven. And I'm going to put it on for timer 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take to get it crispy. I want it crispy. I really want something crunchy. If you want it soft and warm, go for it. Maybe 8 minutes in the oven. I'm going to think 10 to 12, maybe even more. So I already made that batch, but you got the recipe. It had tahini because I needed something with fat that was not butter or oil, and tahini is very oily because it's seeds, but it's like really high in fat. So I thought maybe that would add my crisp. So I did tahini, and I did applesauce, and I did coconut sugar and molasses to make my brown sugar instead of brown sugar, which is white sugar and molasses. And I use blackstrap molasses, and it's right here. It's organic fair trade molasses, blackstrap. You want blackstrap. It's much better on your glucose levels. Okay, and then I used a flax egg, which I'm going to show you. Vanilla flour. For flour, I'm using white whole wheat because I wanted to get it closest to white flour that we used to use as possible, so it has that same feel. But I want whole grain, so that's what I'm using. And then salt, baking soda, nuts if you want, I don't, and chocolate chips, which I use these dark, where are they? I put them back. Dark chocolate chips that do not have any milk and no dairy in them. So they're non-dairy, they're made with pure cane sugar instead of a white processed, highly processed sugar, and dark cocoa nibs. Dark chocolate. That's all that's in it. 2 ingredients. So that's what I use for that. So that's in there. Now we're going to do oatmeal raisin, because these are my 2 favorite. And I also have one for spiced molasses cookies, which I haven't tried, but I just kind of made it up and wrote it down. Maybe we'll do that someday. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the wet ingredients, because it's easier to mix the dry, I think, into the wet than the other way around. So this is what we're doing. So I got to go down the page. Applesauce. Where's my applesauce? I use unsweetened. You're going to control the sweet that you want. And it calls for a half a cup. So this is a half a cup. Makes it easy, right? The other one called for less, so I have some extra over here that I'll just eat like a baby with a spoon, and it'll be most delicious. It's great. You know what I love this on? Is roasted potatoes. Eat it with your potatoes. So there's my applesauce. And then I want my tablespoon of molasses, because the molasses with the kind of sugar I'm going to use is going to make my brown sugar. So I thought maybe a tablespoon. I gotta go into my other accents here. So I'm in disguise. Okay, a tablespoon of that goes in there, because it's very southern to use molasses, is it not? And make cookies and cakes and yummy stuff. So now that I splattered applesauce all over me, that's my molasses. And then I got a 1/4 cup of almond milk. Any milk. other than milk. And I'm going to use this. This is my almond milk. You can use oat milk or soy milk if you want, oat milk if you want to save on the calories. Soy milk is high in fat, and so is almond milk. But I just like almond milk. It's my favorite, and this is unsweetened, original. Use what you like. I drink this, and I use it in my cereal and in my oats. So, in the meantime, I have to remind you, take 2 tablespoons of water, which I already have in here, and 1 tablespoon of milled organic flax, or crushed flax, however you want to say it. Just 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of this to 2 tablespoons of water equal 1 egg. So instead of egg, we use this. And then you just mix that up. And as it sits there, it thickens up and it becomes more egg-like, and that will give the body you need to this. So that's going to sit there for a minute. I mix in between because I just want everything incorporated well, especially since they're a different kind of ingredient. And then I'm going to go back up because we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda now, which is this one. 1/2 teaspoon, which is like, okay, this is a tablespoon. 1/3 of this is a teaspoon. So 1/6 of this is 1/2 teaspoon. At least I know my measurements. And that's perfect right there. That's the exact amount that you want. I don't have all the measuring spoons that I need, but it works out. Okay, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I don't use so much salt, so this is pink Himalayan sea salt, and this has been in my house for probably a few years because I just don't use a lot. So I'm just going to do like 7 grinds, which is really a sprinkling. It's not even 1/2 teaspoon, but that's what it called for, 1/2 teaspoon. That's why I wrote it down. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. So again, that's 1/3 of a tablespoon. And that doesn't fit in there. So this is probably going to be not a good plan to pour this over like this. Okay, but it's oatmeal raisin, so a little extra is going to be delicious. I'm shaking it, and I'm probably putting too much, but it'll be good. I like extra spicy. Let me see if I can get the rest of that out of there, because I'm using a wet. You should use a wet for wet and dry for dry, but who wants to do extra dishes? Okay, so let's see. Let's go down the line here. I got the baking soda, I got the salt, I got the cinnamon. This is why I hate recipes. Flax egg. Okay, here's my flax egg. It has been sitting here for what? Just a couple of minutes, right? Okay, so that was a flax dry ingredient like this, and then added to water. And then after just what? One or 2 minutes, really? This is what you got. See, it's thick. All right, and that is going to act as an egg. So that's a flax egg for you right there. Easy peasy. And flax is so good for you. You want to eat flax and chia seeds every day if you can. And you can. You can put it in everything. I put it in everything. Put it on my salad. Or in the morning I'll do some Ezekiel bread toast with my queso that I make on top, which is nutritional yeast and stuff. Right now I'm on this path, you know. Oh, it's got nuts. What do you call those? Mom, your favorite nut. What's it called? Cashews. Thank you. Yeah, I heard you all the way from New Hampshire. But anyway, so you mix that stuff up with some other ingredients, and then you get this amazing dip, cashew. We're going to do a dip show, don't you worry. Tastes like cheese. So I forget why I was telling you about that. Why was I telling you about queso when I'm making cookies? I'll know when I watch this again. Who cares? All right, so I got the cinnamon, I got the flax egg. Stay focused, Roberta. Sugar, we need sugar, right? This is date sugar. And it's just made from dates. And I love dates. Where's my cup? Okay, so I'm gonna need a whole cup. Oh my gosh, that's so much. But it's not a bad one, so. In the cookies, okay, that was a perfect 1/2 cup right there. The dust is killing me. And another perfect half. Do you see the dust? It's sweet dust. I'm gonna die with sweet in my throat, but okay, so anyway, it's just made of dates and it's delicious. And on those cookies, I mix 1/2 date sugar and 1/2 coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is gonna have more calories, You know, date sugar is a little sweeter. So I really want these sweet. So, okay, date sugar, applesauce is in there, molasses is in there, right? Right. I need someone standing here watching me. Oh, you are. You can only talk back. Okay, so raw oats. Yeah, it's an oatmeal cookie. Duh. 1 3/4 cup raw oats. And you're going to use old-fashioned or rolled oats. You're not going to use quick cooking oats. They're terrible for you. Go right through your system and don't do any good on the way down. So you want these. They're the whole grain, which is what you're always looking for. So raw oats, which I eat raw, by the way. I eat them raw with some almond milk and a banana and some dates in it. Amazing. So that's 1 and a half, and I need another 1/4 because it's 1 3/4. There. Got almost all that out of there. Let's get the rest of that. We want all those oats. I put some of the other stuff back in. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's oats. Now what do you think? It's oatmeal raisin cookies, so maybe we need some raisins. And raisins are going to be a 1/2 cup. Really? That's it? Boy, they were stingy in Fannie Farmer's cookbook. Maybe they just didn't have the money for all those raisins. Okay, so that's a 1/2 cup of raisins. I think I want some more. I think I'm going to do 3/4 cup. Remind me to change that on this recipe. Yeah, because I like raisins. And I don't want nuts in mine, so I'm just going to add a little extra raisins. You can go for the nuts. I'm not one to like nuts in the cookies. My husband likes nuts in his brownies, but I prefer without it. So I don't think I put the flour in, right? It looks like everything's in here, though. Oh my God, I don't know if I put flour in here. It looks like it's a cookie already. Oh my gosh. I don't think I did. We're gonna put some flour in it, and hopefully I didn't already do it. Oh my gosh. Did I already put flour? Somebody tell me. Please, quick, before I ruin these cookies. 1 1/2. Oh my gosh. And this is not live, so nobody's watching that can run down and tell me, so. Oh, Lord. That's what I get for starting at the bottom of the list, because I wanted to start with the white. I have a sneaking suspicion I already put flour in here because it's not mixing. Oh my gosh. Either that or it's just a really dry batter. I might have to add something to this. This is horrible. So let's see, I got some milk in there, and what else can I put? I think I'm going to put some more applesauce. That applesauce I was going to eat, yeah, just because I think I might have already put flour in here. And now I have too much dry. Wow, it's pouring out. Another 1/4 cup of milk. That's not going on the recipe because I know that this, I must have already put flour in here. I don't know. This has taken us forever. I should have been done with this long ago. Oh, Lord, help me. I'm like working up a sweat. It's so hot in here. My husband's got the heat cranking. He fixes heating and air conditioning for a living, so it's either freezing in here in the summer or it's boiling from the heat. Oh, Lord. Okay. God, it's hard to mix. I have had surgery on both my hands, so I don't have the strength I used to have in them. So mixing stuff like this is not easy. Okay, I have no idea what it's going to taste like now, since there's all that flour in there. It might not be sweet enough. Okay, maybe I should see. It's sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. Did that timer go off? They're not flattening. I want them flat. They're not going to be crispy if they don't flatten. So, taking them out. Is there a spatula in this house? I just did a load of dishes, so everything's probably in here. Okay, hi. Bear with me. Okay, I'm going to show you. apparently, with my mixture, cookies just stay like that. And they look perfect, but that's not what I want. I want some crispy ones. So I'm going to see. Oh, no. It's just going to make a mess to flatten them. Okay. Oh, Lord. Let's get that all over the floor. Okay. So I didn't do my crispy chocolate chip cookies the way I wanted to. They're going to be chewy, and I suppose that's okay because they'll be more cakey. But next time I know. Now here's the problem. I used that pan. What am I going to use? I'm going to have to use this old thing and find my parchment. There it is. So I just found these at the dollar store, I think. Parchment sheets. No idea how great that is for someone who does not use fat for cooking. Nothing sticks to this stuff, and I don't use spray as much as possible. I don't use spray. So this is really great for me. And then I have this thing. I'm just going to shove some stuff out of the way. Hold on. Coffee break. Yes, in my English teacup. Okay. So I got this great little cookie scoop here. And my parchment stays in place. I push in against the side wall so it gets in there nice and tight. And then just put it on there. And we're going to do some of these. Because when those come out, these can go in. But here's the thing. I really, really would like these to be flat. So I don't know what. Maybe it's the butter that you put in regular cookies to flatten out for you. And that's why mine aren't going flat on their own. That's probably the truth. So I'm just going to stick some on here, and then I'm going to see if we can flatten them before they go in, because apparently you can't do it after the fact. And I don't know if you'll get to see these done, because I still don't know how to edit and stop the camera and pause it and go back. It's not what I do. I'm a writer, I'm not a videographer. Videographer? Yeah, I don't do that stuff. So anyway, my new book just got available on Amazon, so I'm excited about that. And this one is just a companion to a Bible study that I'm working on. And what it is basically a notebook, but it's set up in a certain way that for the next year you can take notes on what you're learning in the Bible and what you get out of it. And then next year it can either become a devotional for you or someone else, or you could just give it to somebody as a gift for Christmas next year. And what a wonderful gift, especially if you're a mom and you write in this and then you give it to your daughter or your son or whoever you're close to and say, this is what God showed me in the Bible. I mean, I'm excited about that. I know not everybody watching me is a Christian, but for me, that does it. You know, and I'm enjoying filling it in for somebody else. I don't have children, but I will publish it for all of you. And that's what I'll do next year. So right now I need some wet hands so I can try to press these down, okay? So I'm just gonna push. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just pushing with my wet fingers. You know what? I didn't even think. My husband's been craving thumbprint cookies. So I've got to come up with a recipe for that next. His mom used to make them for him. And just the thought that her thumbprint was in them, it's just so nice to hear the story. How much he loved watching her make them and then put her thumb in them and put that raspberry jam in the center. He didn't know what they were or what they were made of, but I told him they're basically a butter cookie with a jam center. So he's excited for those. I'll make them for him before Christmas, hopefully, because we're in November now and it's very busy. So that's what I did. I just flattened them out. Maybe these will crisp. I don't know. I'm going to put those in when that comes out. In the meantime, I've got a whole bunch of batter left, and I don't really want to cook all these cookies right now because I don't have a function coming up. I don't have company coming over, which is so unusual for me. I just had a huge party, so we do have a bunch of stuff coming up around Christmas. So what I'm going to do is freeze this, and I will just, I'll do it right now. I'll show you what I'll do. I'm going to take some parchment and dump it in. This is what I used to do with cookie dough. when I made real cookies. These are real cookies, they're just different, you know. I know, Mom, no butter in cookies. What am I thinking? Mom loves her butter. Who doesn't? But not going to work for me. I need wetter hands because this is extremely sticky dough. So I'm going to try to get it in a log. Because then it'll be easy. You just slice and bake. Just like those things you buy in the store. Which my husband adores, by the way. But I'm not buying them because I want us to eat healthier. And he wants us to eat healthier. He has a little harder time with it, but right now I'm having a hard time with it too, so I can't really say much. He had a stash of Chips Ahoy cookies. Now, I haven't eaten those in probably 5 years now. Any kind of thing like that, I try to stay away from, and I know I've cheated here and there. But anyway, I knew he had some kind of cookie stash in this house, and I was having a really bad craving day because things were very stressful. And that's when I go for these things, right? And I've been very good about staying away from them for many years and a long time. Lately, I haven't. So anyway, I went looking, and right there next to his computer was a bag of Chips Ahoy cookies that was already open. I said, oh, I'll have one or two. I think I ate half a package before I finally said, oh my God, stop eating them. He's going to know you ate cookies today. So I put them back. And I'm like moving them around. You know how you hide stuff, right? And there's like a half left. There's a half a package. I'm like, he's going to think he ate a half a package because he does, you know? And I'm like, okay, no problem. But, you know, the honest person that I am, as soon as I got him alone, I'm like, Dave, got to tell you something. I ate some of your cookies today. I had a really bad day and I really needed them. And I knew you had them, and he just laughed until it became nighttime and he wanted cookies. And he didn't realize he had eaten more of them. And then he got them like in the middle of the night when he was like, I don't know if he was half asleep or not, but he's like, where's the cookies? There's only crumbs left. So between the two of us, they were gone. I can't do that again. That's why I'm doing this. So I have these when I'm having a craving for something, because this is not something you eat every day, even though it's healthy, because there's still things in there I don't want to have every day. So anyway, I've got that. And then I'm just going to foil it to keep the freezer off of it. You know what I mean? So the parchment paper keeps things from sticking. Foil will keep it insulated in the freezer. The bag just went right through this foil. Dollar store foil. I love the dollar store. I mean, why pay $6 for a roll of foil when you can get it for $1? So, rolled into a nice roll. And I will not even mark this. So when I go in there, I'll just know it's cookies, and it'll be a surprise what's in it. But that's how I roll. It's just me and my husband. Who cares? I know it's not anything crazy in that roll. So cookies might be done. Let's see. God, it's so hot in here with the heat on now and the oven going. All right, we're going to see about this. I'm going to put these in here. Cookies in, cookies out. Boom. All right, I need something to put that on. Here's a towel. And we're going to bring this over here so you can see it, because I can see it. I'm in my kitchen. There we go. So there's our cookies that just came out, the chocolate chip ones. And why are they brown? Because there's molasses in there, a lot of molasses, and a lot of chocolate chips. And they're going to be super hot. Oh my gosh, you could put these on a rack to cool before you eat them, and they'll probably be even more firm and maybe a little crispy if you let them cool. But I want to show you. Ow! I want to tell you what they taste like. Darn chocolate chips will burn you every time. Let's see if I can find one with less chocolate chips in it. Okay, because I want to show you the bottom. See, bottom got nice and brown. That's what they look like. Cute little balls of fun. I'm going to try one. I'm going to pick the one back up that I dropped because it's got the most chocolate chips in it. And for me, it's all about the chocolate. All right, let's see if I can eat this without burning myself. That's actually really, really good. And you know what? This would curb my craving. Because a lot of times I make stuff like this that's compliant for me, and I'm like, yeah, but it's still not a chocolate chip cookie or whatever it is that I want, like a muffin or a bagel, or I'm going to do a bagel recipe too. But for now, go to Sammy and Sarah on YouTube. Are two little kids that do a lot of cooking like this, and they're amazing. They have amazing recipes. I love watching them. They're adorable. Shout out to you guys right now. I hope you're watching, because I could just watch you every day. When I'm having a bad day, I just watch you. I'm encouraged to eat something right because I watch little Sarah just put her hands in anything and want to eat it, and it's all good for her. She can't wait to eat salad. She can't wait to eat chickpeas. Anything that's in there, she's eating it. She wants to lick the flax egg. But Sammy will probably stop her doing it. But amazing kids. I love their videos. You got to subscribe to them. You just do. So they have a bagel recipe was my point, and I'm going to try it. Oh, okay. As it cools, we can get more of the full flavor of what you've done here. Because when it's really hot, you're just getting the burn, you know? While I'm talking and I'm letting that cool a little bit, I just got more of a full flavor from that cookie than I had in the first bite. That was a chocolate chip. I think there was another video I was eating a chocolate chip too, as it fell. Yeah, my waffle one, I think. Oh, go to the waffles. You'll love those. And do me a favor. If you go watch the waffle video, try it that way, right? But then the next time, or in half the batter, whatever, in the whole batter, you want to add a whole quarter of a cup of cocoa powder, dark cocoa powder. And then you get this chocolate waffle. It's amazing. And I'm no longer putting maple syrup. Did you know that was hot? You see me move that? I'll tell you a story in a minute. No longer put maple syrup on my waffles like I did in that video. I'll show you what I'm using. Although my husband was just in my cabinet and now I can't find anything. I was so organized. He was looking for something he couldn't find. Okay, it's not there. Anyway, it's a liquid date syrup and it's really thick, and you can make your own or you can buy it. It's really good on a waffle with some fruit. So many, many years ago, I was making something for my husband. It was the middle of the night. I don't know why I was doing this in the middle of the night. I guess I couldn't sleep. And I decided I was going to make peanut brittle for him, because he loves peanut brittle. And that's when I ate sugar, and I didn't know I was diabetic and all that. And Mom, I know you're watching, and you're laughing already because you know the story. And they've never let me live it down. So I might as well tell everybody, right? So peanut brittle, you make candy, which Mom taught me how to make candy, and you put your peanuts in it. But I laid my peanuts out on a tray because I had seen someone else do it this way. Instead of putting it in the pot and mixing it and then dumping it, they put their peanuts or whatever on the tray and then poured it over it. So I did that. I thought, I'm being real smart. Poured the hot, boiling sugar syrup all over the peanuts. And I am a perfectionist with OCD. And I'm trying to rid myself of that. I have mostly. But I noticed some of the peanuts were not completely submerged into the hot, boiling lava syrup, sugar syrup. So I just thought, I just barely, poke the top and it'll fall right in, right? And I slipped. And I had both my hands doing it. Because my brain can think about two hands doing two different things at once, right? And they both slipped in there and they came up covered in this hot molten lava. And I threw my hands under the ice cold water in the sink, which was the biggest mistake because now I've got really hard candy because it hardens, right? Cracks. So really hard candy on the outside of my hands, but underneath it's still boiling and cooking. And it was cooking through my hands. And I woke my husband up. It was midnight. I said, Dave, I got to go to the hospital. He's like, what are you doing? And I told him what I was doing, and I went with my hands in a bucket of ice water because I didn't know what else to do. Came out with both hands in big mitts, Couldn't do much of anything for myself. But we had to stop to get painkillers or something, antibiotics, whatever they gave you back then. and for that. And Dave went in, CVS probably, and came out, and he handed me a bag. I was like, what's this? All this medicine? Wow. He's like, no, just something for you because I feel bad that you hurt yourself to make me candy. And in it was a 99-cent box of peanut brittle. Yeah, he thinks he's hysterical. I think he's hysterical, but yeah, so he's like, you never have to make that again. Don't try it again. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now these cookies are not going to be done for a while. It's okay. I'm not going to make you wait. I will try them out, and I'm sure they're delicious. But this is the one cookie that I flattened out halfway through. I should have done it in the beginning. Let's see if it's any crispier. So, if you want soft cakey cookies, just scoop them out. You can use 2 spoons too. You don't have to have a fancy cookie scoop like that. Put some in a spoon and shove it off with the other spoon. That's how Mom always did it. So if you want them cakey and like that, then you just leave them like that. Otherwise, just press down before you bake them and make them flat like this, and then throw them in for a little longer. And this is a crispy cookie. I don't know if we can hear that. It's really delicious. So I'm so glad this worked out. I'm going to show you the recipe one more time after I shove this in my mouth, because I really want it. Okay, you want to take a picture of that, because I don't know how to put it up there for you. Got your camera? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and as a bonus, what am I doing? You can always pause this and take a picture all you want. As a bonus, I'm going to show you, I wrote spiced molasses cookies, because, oh my gosh, that sounds delicious to me. And I changed that all up, and this is how I'm going to do that. Okay? So if you want to try something like that, try that too. And now I got to remember to go figure out how to make those thumbprint cookies with my husband. And those won't be done for probably another 5 minutes, and I'm not going to make you hang around while I clean up and then eat oatmeal raisin cookies. But you know how to do it now, and that's all you got to do. I showed you these coming out and tasting them, and I showed you those going in and how to mix them. So just do that. Coffee and cookies and some good friends, even just one. Have them over. Cold coffee. But hey, I like iced coffee. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I love you all. And vote for my sister Victoria in Manchester, New Hampshire for mayor tonight.